Thanks, Anna. I'm really excited to be here. But before I get started, I have someone who wants to say hello.
Hi, everyone. I really wish I could be here with you all again at Breakpoint this year, but you are in fantastic hands with Trevor. And I'm very much looking forward to everyone hearing about the great work that the Foundation's been up to in the past year and the roadmap in the year ahead.
Thanks, Jules. I know he really wanted to be here. He absolutely loves the community and has loved engaging with everyone here the past 2 Breakpoints. So we're truly lucky to be at the intersection of art, technology, and blockchain. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through all the work being done at the Render Network Foundation. The Render Network has its roots in the film industry. We set out to serve a need our founders were experiencing themselves. They needed a solution that enabled fast and affordable movie quality rendering. Motion graphics artists contribute idle consumer GPUs to help process render jobs in parallel. Today, thousands of distributed GPUs perform render workloads at a fraction of the time and cost. Our professionals can dream big and achieve amazing work without having access to their own top-tier infrastructure. We currently support all the leading 3D content creation tools, including Cinema 4D, Houdini, Unreal Engine, Unity, and great delay on this. Blender, the fastest growing open source 3D ecosystem. If you're watching an animation, a show on television, a commercial, or even on X, looking at an NFT, chances are the Render Network has touched something that you're experiencing. Our end-to-end encryption means we don't know the scope of our reach, but our artists have submitted an amazing set of works for us to show you here today. It's a lot easier to just show you, so here's a showcase of just some of the works done by our artists. It really is amazing what can be done on the Render Network today. I'd like to say thanks to all the artists who contributed their work for us. Truly amazing. I'd like to highlight just a few of those clips. The first one being Breakpoint. Some of this year's animations that you see behind us here were rendered on the Render Network. Dog fooding it, which I think is pretty cool, and I definitely say well done. Yeah. We have a groundbreaking concert experience, NFTs for top-selling toys, a game trailer viewed by over 20 million YouTube users, and even NASA. We also have a grants program to empower artists, and I'm excited to announce the first batch here behind me. I'd like to say congratulations to those first grantees. We honestly can't wait to see what they can create, and hoping they'll be in next year's show. For those of you who have a groundbreaking idea of your own, it's all community. Please feel free to apply here and create amazing things. All right, so I know many of you have been waiting patiently for the render network to come to Solana. I'm excited to say that time is now. We are live on Solana right now. You can upgrade your existing tokens through our upgrade portal. How we're doing it, we're launching an SPL token called RENDER. And we also have a proposal out to the community to approve 1 million in render incentives for those who upgrade early, and 1 million in early liquidity pool rewards. There's a lot in this proposal, including first-year emissions. And I'd really recommend everyone who's engaged in this ecosystem to please go to our website, read the full proposal, the frequently asked questions, and participate and vote. We couldn't have done this without the help of the Solana community. I want to give a shout out to the teams from the Solana Foundation, Helium, Wormhole, and Otter. Thank you, guys. So what does this mean? Well, the new token and upgrade assistant are important milestones. And on the back of these, we expect to be able to deploy our new burn mint model in the coming weeks. At that point, emissions will commence on Solana. Now I want to talk a little bit about expansion. Every day you see stories in the news about GPU shortages. And we have one of the largest GPU networks in the world. Decentralized access to AI is critically important, and the direction where regulators seem to be headed at the moment. Earlier this year, our community voted to fundamentally change the render network with its compute client proposal. The network was repositioned as a broad platform with clients for both rendering and AI jobs. Our first compute client, IONET, is here and talking tomorrow, and we're all really excited to see what they announce in terms of progress. So recommend everyone here who's engaged to please attend that and watch. And last week, our community voted to add a second compute client, Beam Cloud. And their final vote to approve that is now open as of today and will go on for the next 5 days. So I urge everyone again to please visit our website, participate, and vote there too. On top of this great momentum, we're pleased to announce we've also proposed an incentive plan for over 1 million render to go to the new compute client nodes. And for 300,000 of this to be earmarked for allocation this year. All in the proposal on our website. All right, so in terms of metrics for the year, 2023 has been a busy year for us. We've processed over 9 million frames to date on the network, almost 200,000 jobs. And that actually reflects a third of all jobs processed on the network since it started. So we really are starting to scale and hit that point. But more importantly, we paid out 75% more render in October, just recently now, than in September. So a real first step up in growth. What drove this? A number of new job types. Large-scale displays, spatial jobs, and multi-renderers. I'll dig into each here. So let's start with large-scale displays and spatial jobs first. Just last week, we saw the first ever job processed for the Las Vegas Sphere. You may have seen the Sphere. It's in Las Vegas. It's owned by Madison Square Gardens. And I, for one, really want to experience it for myself. It's fitting for us, as Madison Square Gardens was actually one of the clients who helped us crystallize the original need for the render network. So it's coming full circle, and it's amazing to see. Why is this important? Well, let me explain and take you where it's going. Traditionally, we had HD jobs. Those grew into 4K jobs, increasing the workload by 4 times, surprisingly. These new Sphere jobs you see are 4 times 4K jobs. So a recent step up in compute need on the network as more and more artists start doing these large-scale displays. Then further, Apple's entry into the XR field is game-changing for the render network. The Vision Pro opens up the ability to display content with higher frames, higher resolutions, an increased field of view, and with stereoscopic content, where you have one image per eye. So stereoscopic content takes us from anywhere from 8 to 50 times regular jobs today. So again, another step up. We were just seeing 4 times for the Sphere. We're seeing 8 to 50 on stereoscopic. Finally, there's spatial content. And what I mean by spatial content is pre-rendered 3D content you can explore. This can be visualized by a number of technologies today with an increase in quality, starting with NeRFs, then going to Gaussian splatting, and finally with our own light field technology, which represents the highest fidelity you can get in these spatial content displays. So light fields are 3 meter by 3 meter cubes that are pre-processed, and the results are absolutely stunning. I'm going to show you a video here of one of the first light fields to be processed on the render network using the Apple Vision Pro simulator. And yes, it's more from the Roddenberry archive. So you immerse yourself in it and then have full 360 view navigation and movement. Light fields can be up to 200 times the compute of jobs today. So 4 to 8 to 50 to 200. The screenshot I'm showing here is a single light field, which an artist paid 81 euros for in October. If they wanted a video, you can multiply this by 30, 60, or 90 frames per second, depending on the resolution they're looking for. So you've got a really massive step up in the types of jobs and the compute need for these jobs as Apple makes the step into the XR space. And more importantly, Otoy will be including the ability to create light fields in its upcoming 2024 Octane release, which is expected later this year. Now let's look at the multi-rendering progress. Maxon is a critical partner and a giant in the 3D and gaming space. Its flagship product is Cinema 4D. And we've been running tests on Cinema 4D jobs on the render network all October. The great news that I'm happy to announce is it is now officially live as of this minute. The slide here actually shows the first Cinema 4D job run on the network. So a great first milestone and quite exciting. It really brings an exciting new alternative for artists to process render jobs in a different way. And we're quite excited at really how this opens up the top of the funnel for usage of the render network. On the back of that, the integration also enabled the artists to use Maxon's physical and standard CPU renderers. And finally, I'm also happy to say Redshift is now in closed beta on the render network. A huge milestone. We've been speaking about that for well over a year. On our side, we're really excited to welcome the Maxon community. This is really doubling the renderers on the network and a great direction. We can't wait to see what they create on the network in 2024. Just recapping here, I mean, it's crazy to think the foundation is just in its first year. We established the foundation this year, we've expanded the platform, we've brought in our first third-party renderers and the Solana upgrade all in a very short period. And it's really all thanks to an amazing team and an amazing Solana community. I know we've covered a lot here, and again, I urge everyone to go to the website and look at the proposals. They're pretty key and fundamental to the render network. But what you can probably tell is we're really passionate about a couple of things. The Solana community, for sure, spatial and 3D computing, large-scale and holographic displays, and the AI revolution. We hope you share our vision, and thank you everyone for attending this talk today.